Boo! I found the spy. I found the mystery witness. I found the mystery declarant. And you're going to be very, very underwhelmed when you find out how unimportant her whole part of the story fits in the bigger picture. I've never been so disappointed, right? For a document to be unsealed on this docket just to find out this is what I'm learning. A woman named Claire Ayub from a project I've never heard about till this day. Let's get into it.
F around and find out.
Hello there, beautiful people, and welcome back to another episode of Run and Find Out. I'm your host, Elsie. I appreciate you for being here. I found our ghost. I found our mystery witness. I found our mystery declarant, and it's boring. I'm not even gonna lie to you. There's nothing important here. There's nothing groundbreaking. And finding out who this woman is and how inconsequential her story is continue like I keep waiting for Blake to give me anything to make me question, oh my God, we still can't. I'm going to pull up the declaration. Let's read through it very quickly and get on with it because anticlimactic is not even a word that can describe it. Also, if I look like a zombie, please don't judge me. This is my second time recording this. I recorded 36 minutes, which I was going to edit down to about 25, maybe 20 minutes. And to sit down to edit it this morning around 6 a.m., the camera was blank, as in my face wasn't in frame. You could hear my voice. And for a second, I almost considered just posting that. Like, because sometimes Lauren has the videos where she doesn't show her face, but I'm like, that is not my format. I don't think I can do that. So I sucked it up. I turned the camera back on, and I'm here trying to remember everything I said. But it's so hard to not feel like a fraud, trying to remember my own words and like reuse them. I feel like I'm plagiarizing myself. So I'm having to come up with an original thought every sentence now. Even though I had this conversation with you guys a couple hours ago, you didn't get to see it, but I've had this conversation. So I feel like I'm repeating myself in a way. But nonetheless, let's get into the document. We can say it's been about a month now since this declaration came out. It was September 8th, I believe, is when we got our hands on it. This was signed September 4th. But the woman's name is Claire Ayub. She worked on a project with Justin as a producer, not as a director or an actor. Justin worked as a producer on the project called Empire Waste that probably went into production in 2021. And as part of her work, she had repeated negative interactions with Justin and his associates, including verbal abuse by Mr. Baldoni. She asked Wayfair that Mr. Baldoni not be permitted on set during the majority of production as a result of those bad experiences or interactions, which she doesn't opine on. There's no explanation, there's no further detail. This is where she loses me a little bit because she claims Empire Waste was set to be released in the fall of 2024. In August of that year, as a result of her experiences and Mr. Baldoni's ongoing press coverage the ongoing press coverage involving Mr. Baldoni, and It Ends With Us, she requested that he not be involved in the marketing and public relations of her movie. Wayfair agreed. My only issue with that is, while there was some press about It Ends With Us and what's going on, it was more speculation and like people questioning things in the comment section, like, hey, why isn't Justin in the pictures? Why isn't Justin here and there? There wasn't press like now, right? People were not into the case. People were not into the case. People were not sleuthing. If she's saying her movie was premiering August of this year, I could understand why you probably don't want Wayfair around it, right? But even take like Scarlett Johansson's movie, Eleanor the Great. While Justin was a producer on there and Wayfair as a studio, and Justin stayed away, but Jamie Heath, Jen Abel, everybody was still very much involved. They went to Cannes, there's pictures and everything. So I don't know why she's trying to claim that an August media press, whatever, from last year would have affected her movie. And frankly, I'd never heard of this woman or this movie till yesterday. I didn't know she existed. I didn't know this movie was a thing. And I've been on Wayfair's website multiple times. I never even went far enough to see her movie, even existed on their website. But she's claiming that was the reason she asked Justin not to be involved because of the bad press that It Ends With Us had in 2024 August. He says less than a week after Wayfair agreed to the stipulation to not have Justin on the project, she was contacted by Steve Serwitz's assistant to have a meeting. She didn't, know about the content of the meeting, and fearing that Steve Surowitz might be wanting her to walk back or take back her agreement she made with them, she decided to record their conversation. And a true copy of the recording should be unsealed, but we don't have that yet. So when we do have it, I'll let you guys know. But that also makes me think, why would you automatically think that's why they're calling you into the office if they've already agreed? Now, if you're telling me there was pushback, right? And so when they called you in the office, you were like, oh, maybe they're about to tell me to drop it. But you're saying they approved. They gave you the go ahead. Yeah, it will keep them on the set if that's what you want. So why would you have a need to record Steve Surowitz? That doesn't make sense, right? Unless if you're going to them in August to say you don't want him around your movie, could somebody have approached her, right? Put that thought in her head or nudged her to make that decision? Now, I'm not saying I know anything. I'm just speculating here. And why would you automatically record this man? Makes no sense. All in all, this is disappointing. Nothing she has here in this declaration has anything to do with it ends with us as an action. So why she is even in this conversation is beyond me. Now, one thing I want to caution a lot of you on, I'm not going to go on Instagram because like I said in my other video, you guys didn't get to see, every time I do something, like I show you guys something on Instagram, my video lags. Like I notice there's a lag and then it can never catch back up. And then it's very, very choppy. It's very, very weird. So all I'm going to say is stay out of her comments, stay out of her DMs, because I see a lot of people in the comments talking badly about her. You still have to remember, at the end of the day, Wayfair produced that project, and going in her comments and giving her ammunition to probably send Blake and her lawyers. It's not a good look. So if you are involved, if you're not involved, great. I'm not talking to you at all. But if you are somebody who is in her comments leaving negative, leave it alone. Leave it alone. And she knows exactly what she's doing because she should have blocked her comments off by now and she hasn't. So don't give her any more attention or ammunition, please. Thank you. A couple of things were also unsealed, which were some deposition notes from Blake Lively's makeup artist, I believe, Justin Baldoni's agent from WME, and then Blake Lively's talent agent. So we're going to go through some of those deposition questions and answers very quickly. Now, those are also very anticlimactic. I mean, you get to hear and understand certain things, but they also cut off very quickly. In my other video, I had also talked about Janae Bowles' indemnification that came out. But like I said, I am in zombie mode right now. I'm trying to do like a paraphrase version of the video I originally recorded. But I noticed my friend Little Girl Attorney has posted her own version of the indemnification with Janae Bowles and the JonesWorks case. So please do me a favor and go follow, go subscribe. Actually, you don't need to go to TikTok anymore to find her. She's here on YouTube. So please go follow my friend Little Girl Attorney. She's going to give you a good understanding of everything that's going on with the Janae Bowles JonesWorks side of things, and tell her I sent you, right? I appreciate you guys for that. I appreciate you guys for supporting her and all the people who are doing the content. It takes a lot. It takes a lot, for people to be committed to their day jobs, their families, and still produce content to you guys. With that said, I also want to pause really quickly and let you guys know I have partnered up with Kitsch, and we are offering 25% off to anybody who uses my code ELSRICH. With that said, I want to let you guys know I have partnered up with Kitsch, and we are offering 25% off your total purchase. Anything from shampoos, conditioner, hairspray, accessories, anything. And especially with the holidays coming up, this is a good place to stop, shop for your friends, your family, your cousins, everybody, your kids, teachers, everybody you want to shop for. Stop at Kitsch, get something. The hairsprays double as body sprays. I use them for body sprays more than I use them for hairsprays. Ladies, let's do wash day together. You and I both know maintaining our natural coils and curls under our protective styles can be, let's just say, a hassle. But it's also very paramount because these styles are supposed to be protective, keeping our natural coils and curls healthy. So what do we do to keep them healthy? I know what I do. I know what most of you do. We do this. And if you don't know what this is, you might be new to the party. But as long as you've been here long enough, you know this is rice water. My friends at Kitsch called me up and they were like, have you heard about rice water? And I said, me? Yeah, I know about rice water. They said, we have something for you. I said, what? What is this, you might ask? Rice water protein shampoo in a bar. Need I say more? Yes, you no longer have to hold your breath because we know after this matures for a while, it does not smell great. This is your solution. This smells great. It's ready to go. You don't need to sit around, wait for it to mature, and you don't need to feel like you need to use too much or pour too much product out of a bottle, because one of our biggest issue is also what? Buildup. Buildup from shampoos and conditioners. You feel like you can never get enough out, because when we have these protective styles, we do have to maintain them just like it's our own hair. Now, I tried the rosemary and biotin one first. You don't believe me? This is the bar. I've been using it for quite a while. And then when they told me about the rice water protein, I was like, give it to me now. But wait, there's more. They make rice water protein conditioner also in a bar. I mean, what else can a girl ask for? You don't have to tell anybody what I use this for. It's not just for my hair. It goes on my body. It smells that good. Don't judge me. When you get your hands on this, you're gonna wanna do the exact same thing. Pistachio latte, amber shores, warm sugar, rustic vanilla, last but definitely not the least, sheer violet. Don't ask me to pick a favorite. I'm not saying my cardigan should tell you I have a favorite, but if I were to pick a favorite, I'm gonna stop talking. I feel like they can hear me. Without further ado, let's go wash our hair. Let's see how the protein bars treat us, and then let's see if Violet makes the cut. First things first, these bars lather up beautifully. Also, the benefit of this rather than making your own rice water at home, it smells amazing. One of our biggest struggles is finding a hair shampoo or conditioner that is free of sulfates, silicones, phthalates, parabens, etc. Well, I present to you Kitsch. Well, it has none of those, but somehow still gets the job done. The rice water promotes regeneration, strength, and can reduce breakage and improve your hair's texture. It also rebalances overly moisturized hair, which helps when you have protective styles like this. Oh, it's also better for the environment. The biggest improvement I've seen with the use of the biotin shampoo and conditioner combined with the rice water protein and conditioner is less breakage when it's time for my braids to come out. My natural coils and curls stay intact. Use the link in my description box to get 25% off your order, which will automatically apply at checkout. And with the holidays coming up, you can gift your friends and family the gift of Kitsch. By using my discount code, you can get each bar for $11 or the set for around $21. Kitsch ships in the US and internationally to over 90 countries. Kitsch also offers a subscription option for even better discounts. Considering I timed this so well and it's bedtime, why don't I just change my old satin pillowcase? But then what am I going to use? Oh, I know. This one. Let's change it out real quick. Well then, my friends, I bid you adieu. Good night. I'm a whole influencer, guys. I was so nervous recording that. I was like, oh my gosh, who am I? I don't even know who I am anymore. But I love it. I love that the shampoos are in bar form. I mean, the amount of times my son has dumped my shampoo and conditioner from the bottle in a bathtub and deep conditioned himself, I cannot count. So now that my shampoos and conditioner come in a bar form, he has no idea what it is. Literally no idea. And the hairsprays, oh, divine. They're good enough to be body sprays, which is what I use them for, body sprays as well. I love it. You can't tell me anything. The prices are very, very good, very, very reasonable. The packaging is made from recyclable products. The product itself is sulfate free, paraben free, phthalate free. It's amazing. I can't say enough about it. It's just really cool when you already like a product or use a product, or have something like that you use in your life, and then you're able to partner with a brand that believes in the same product and you. So I appreciate Kitsch for taking the opportunity to work with me, and I hope you guys go shop with the link, or at least use my coupon code. All right, so let's jump to the depositions really quickly. We're not going to spend too much time on it because they're also very anticlimactic. The first one we have is Blake Lively's makeup artist, Vivian Baker. Pretty much, I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to tell you what it is. It's just it says 4 pages, but it's really 2 pages. They ask her if she says she witnessed some inappropriate stuff. So you describe for us in your response several incidents that you characterize, I believe, as inappropriate. And did all of those incidents occur during the first phase of filming? She says that would be correct. Very quickly, you told us that you prepared for this deposition by having at least one meeting with your lawyers and a couple of Zoom calls. At no time am I asking you to tell me what you talked about with your lawyers, but Is that what happened? And she says, yes. Was anybody else at the meeting with you or your lawyers? Then it cuts off. We don't know what she answers for that. And then the next deposition little snippet we got is from, who is this one? Warren Zavala, who is Blake Lively's talent agent. I asked him, does he know if Blake's contract talks about her being able to edit the movie? He says he doesn't know. Okay, I'm going to jump a little bit. Do you know where the movie was filmed? Yes. Where? New Jersey. Were you ever on set? She says yes. Were you ever on set? Yes. How frequently? I went twice, which is more than I've ever gone to any set in 24 years. Is there a reason? We don't hear the reason. It jumps to a completely different page. Correct statement, correct. Are you aware of any incidents that made Miss Lively uncomfortable during the second phase of filming? He says no. Your second visit to the set occurred during the second phase of filming, correct? He says correct. And everything seemed to be going well to your observation during the second visit? Yes, he says. Did you personally hear any complaints from Miss Lively during the second phase of filming? He says yes, but he's talking about post-production, like complaining about the editing and stuff like that. Ellen Garofalo says, do you, other than stuff relating to post-production and editing and stuff, do you have any complaints from her in the second phase of filming? He says from that point forward, there was definitely issues in terms of her interactions, I think, with Justin, their collaboration in the final stage of the post-production. Tell me what you know specifically. It cuts off again. We don't hear anything else. Again, very anticlimactic. Okay, the last person we have is the rough draft for Danny Greenberg, who is Justin Baldoni's WME agent. I believe the Sun has said on their relationship. It says visiting a client, which is what I do when my clients are directing films. I'm going to assume the question correlated with that. By the way, what was the film shot? Let's stick with the first phase of filming, if you know. He says New Jersey, I believe. Ellen Garofalo still running the questions here. Very briefly, let's mark Exhibit 3. Another one for your chat. Another one of your chats, I'm sorry. And in this one, the second dark blue mark, about 2/3 down the way, she's showing him the text message, obviously. Let's see here. I guess my question is, this one is directed at Mr. Baldoni or Mr. Heath? This one, they're talking about the extortion stuff, right? It looks like this was a conversation between me and Justin. Okay, and you say to Mr. Baldoni, yep, and I'm here to have your back and remind you, not that you need me to, that you're the man and you're going to crush this. Jumps to a completely different page. They're your partners. This, it was theirs too. You want to mention this AM event, their acknowledgement of the continued extortion and effort to gain control of the film. The time you sent these suggestions for letter to Sony, you sent to Mr. Baldoni. Had you had discussions with anyone at Sony about Lively's effective attempts at extortion? He says, I had ongoing conversations with Angie Giannetti, the executive on the project, and the behavior that Blake was displaying along the way. And at this point in time, what was on the table was the premiere issue. You know, her saying, if I don't get to edit the film, I'm not going to the premiere. I'm not promoting it. I'm not giving you rights to my likeness, my image, my picture, all that stuff. You were choosing your words very carefully, weren't you? Question. I don't remember my state of mind when I wrote this letter. Is it your practice to choose your words carefully when conveying an important message? He says, I do my best. And you use the word extortion in this chat, suggesting to Mr. Baldoni what he might write to Sony, correct? He says that, he says, yes, it's in the text. That's a pretty strong word, isn't it? He says, it felt appropriate at the time. You anticipated my next question. Thank you. Then you go on to say, but don't in any way put Sony on the defensive or indict them. Then, if you can be contrite in some capacity, very briefly, acknowledging the two of you had your moments, which you would dissect your energy, word choice, and personality frequently, that led to mutual discomfort, working with one another. Not everyone gets along kind of thing. Not all personalities are compatible. Now, when you were suggesting to Mr. Baldoni that he write something to Sony saying, you know, other people have agreements or downplaying agreements, did you believe that Mr. Baldoni was taking Miss Lively's conduct too seriously? I'm not really following the question, he says. Ellen Garofalo, I'll redraw it. You use the word extortion, correct? He says, yes. Sounds to me like you believe at the time of the chat on July 26, 2024, that it was more than just ordinary incompatibility between Mr. Baldoni and Miss Lively. Is that a true statement? He says, they object. He says, I think my use of the word extortion, He says, I think my use of the word extortion there was referring to just cumulative behavior that both the studio and Wayfair and Justin was having to manage. And so that's why I use the word. Ellen Garofalo says, that would be more than just a disagreement between two different personalities, wouldn't it? He says, well, their personalities, again, I think the text speaks for itself, but I think they were not getting along. And so I think it's important. I was suggesting to Justin that he be ... We're cut off again. So not much there. Like I said, very anticlimactic the way these depositions cut off. But all the same, I'm about to pass out. It's all the same to you guys. I'm going to try to catch a cat nap before my son wakes up and drags me through the mud this Sunday morning. Make sure to visit Kitsch if you can and use my discount code LSearch to shop. I appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you for your time. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye-bye.